we've managed Birmingham United from League 2 up to the Championship. And up next, we set our sights on the Premier League. But we've got a long way to go because this team is looking mid-table at best. But on the other side of Birmingham, Tom Brady has become a co-owner of the now wealthy Birmingham City, and they're spending big on players like former Juventus striker Milik, Lewis Hall, and Jeremy Ngakia. They're looking like favorites for promotion right now. Well, on paper, we're probably lucky for a top half finish. But Birmingham City is looking to buy their way to the top, while we've invested in youth players that are making the city proud. And the players are happy too. Inter Milan shows interest in our goalkeeper Jefferson, and Manchester United place a bid for our defender Sean Gibbs. But for now, they're bought into our mission and decide to stay for the season. And that's important because we've lost a lot of stars already in this career, and we don't want to add to this list. Jacob Shepherd is out tearing it up for Brentford. He's actually becoming one of the hottest midfielders in world football, and it's no surprise he left us when we went to League One. On the other hand, Jazzy Parker is having a tough time at Manchester City, but he's learning from Guardiola and is still a top young talent. But they're in the past, and unfortunately, so is our captain, Liam Morgan, who led the team for 6 years and retired last season, so there's a lot of players behind us, but now it's time to look forward to the future. Our young striker Matthew Hobbs will take over the captain's armband, and we trust in our current players. Rather than making big signings like our rivals, we're just going to replace Morgan with one signing and trust in the rest of this team. The only problem is not that many players want to join us being down in the championship, and we're not offering the crazy money that teams like Birmingham City are. But we eventually find our fit. Juninho Bacuna, a former Birmingham City player, was let go during their new wave of signings, but he has a point to prove, and we're giving him another chance to get back to the Premier League, this time on our side of Birmingham. And that's it for signings, because I trust in this team, and the message is clear. Slow and steady wins the race, because we are building something special here. And the team spirit is incredibly high going into the season. We had a great promotion last year, and we really learned to perfect this high-pressing system. It looks like Juninho Bacuna is gonna fit in perfectly. You can tell the intensity right off the bat. This guy's got a point to prove. And the other player looking to make an impact is Matthew Hobbs, who will be wearing the captain's armband full-time this season, and he delivers immediately with the pass for Jerome Sinclair. That's the first goal of our season, and we get off to a running start. But the question now is about consistency. And Birmingham United proved that we have the ability to go toe-to-toe with any team in the league. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. The championship is a lot more challenging than League One, and we're given a reality check in our third game with a defeat against Sunderland. And now early in the season, we have our biggest challenge yet, our rivals, Birmingham City. This rivalry keeps on building. Now our owner, Arthur Blank, who also owns the Atlanta Falcons, fought with Tom Brady in the past over the infamous NFL Deflategate incident. And now the two come head-to-head as owners of rival teams looking to take us to the Premier League. The question is, which team is going to get the advantage here? They've spent a lot of money on big signings, but we have their former castaway player, Juninho Bacuna, running rings around players. That was very close to coming off a great play. But Birmingham City have some very good players, and among them is Harry the Hammer Thompson, our former defender, who's been an absolute rock in defense, and we're having a difficult time getting around them. And with the game looking so tight, a controversial call is once again given between Brady and Blank, this time in favor of Birmingham City. I don't know about that handball call, but it ends up costing us the game, and the controversy between these two continues as we're on the losing end yet again. Now, it's not been the best start. We're floating around mid-table, but I think we can do even better. With a lot of promising youth players as part of our core, I'm turning to players like Michael Golding and especially Arthur Bowden to step it up a notch. And to be fair to them, both of those players answer the call. Arthur Bowden scores in the very next game, but it's really all credit to the team. Matthew Hobbs with the vision like usual, and Michael Golding picking up a sneaky assist there. And if you thought that was good, Michael Golding's not done. Another assist, this time for new signing Bacuna, who has had an incredible start to life here at Birmingham United with his first goal. And at the moment, it seems like the entire team is just in sync and working so well together. We're definitely getting the most of our top players. And just like last season, Arthur Bowden is our top goal scorer so far. But the whole foundation of our team is a high-pressing system, and Arthur Bowden, a former left back, is also leading the charge on that front. And the insane work rates and intensity that this team is bringing week in, week out is paying off so far. But we're actually doing way better than expected. We're sitting in the promotion playoff spots while our rivals are up at the top of the league. And because the results have been so good, I'm barely rotating the team, and this high-pressing system is leaving our starting 11 exhausted. Arthur Bowden continues his rise to success and has grown into one of the best players in the championship. We've got another gem on our hands. But it's not all about Arthur Bowden. Michael Golding's been looking excellent too, and with confidence high and a lot of players really starting to mature their overall games, we are absolutely rampaging our way through the championship. I don't think anyone predicted we'd be doing this well. This is a real test for the team as we push on towards those playoff spots. But right off the kickoff, we have a huge problem. Michael Golding goes down injured with a no-contact injury right off the kickoff like that. This could be really bad. Well, we're moving Brooks Lennon into midfield, and young player Kareem Amraoui comes to fill in at right back. It's times like this that we're going to have to trust a lot in the players who haven't played too big of a role this season. But then worked out an even bigger blow. New signing Bakuna also goes down injured just minutes later, and it's becoming clear this might be the price we're paying for not rotating the squad enough and running them so hard this season. And with our two starting midfielders out, we come under a lot of pressure. Thankfully, our goalkeeper Jefferson is having a sneakily outstanding season, and his individual quality is enough to save us a draw on this one, but any happiness is overshadowed by concern for our injured players. And we get awful news after the game. Both Michael Golding and Juninho Bakuna are gonna be out for 3 months. Well, that is two of our best players out for a significant chunk of time. Now, we're gonna have to make do. I'm gonna put Brooks Lennon in midfield, and we're gonna have to rely on youth. And it's at difficult times like this that we turn to our captain, Matthew Hobbs. We need a player who's gonna lift this team when we need it the most. And Matthew Hobbs answers the call. But just as it looks like we're turning things around, another problem pops up. Arthur Bowden, our star player, is the latest player to go down injured. We are running these players so hard this season. Now, despite the setbacks, we are still in 6th place about halfway through the season. But with Arthur Bowden, the latest player to be out for 3 months, we're running out of steam. And now, with 3 of our starting 11 out, we are looking a significantly weaker team. Well, our promotion playoff push looks to be falling apart with the injuries taking their toll, and now the only player still keeping this team together is Matthew Hobbs. But it seems like everything that could go wrong is going wrong this season, and Hobbs is the latest to go down injured. It's not fatigue this time, it's actually just from a bad challenge. This could be the final nail in the coffin for any success we were hoping to get out of this season. And we turn to outcast players like Anastasios Daunis, who was benched last season, but we know there's goals in him and maybe some of our other substitutes. But it's not coming off, guys. That chemistry that we built this season is long gone, and we're paying the price on the pitch for missing out on that. We're losing games and we're giving up ground. And despite the setbacks, we're still in a playoff spot, but I fear we're headed downwards quickly. And with Hobbs confirmed out for 3 months as well, we turn to Brooks Lennon to put on the captain's armband and try to make something of this bad situation. But despite his best efforts, the team is in complete freefall. We are dropping points in virtually every game, missing 4 of our best players, but most importantly, having lost the confidence and team chemistry that we worked so hard to build. With Birmingham City giving us a reminder that we have a lot of work to do, things are not looking great, guys. We're down to 9th place, and our hopes of promotion are almost non-existent at this point. We need something here to save our season. So I'm gonna bring back Liam Morgan to the club as an assistant manager. He knows the club better than anyone and can hopefully help us get morale high again so that our bench players can make a big impact with our starters out. Our academy has consistently provided top talents, and if Morgan can get the best out of these guys, I think we could have a new generation of superstars on our hands, and it starts in training. Morgan is helping to teach these young players how to play with our style that he knows so well. And with the arrival of Liam Morgan really picking up the spirit in this squad, we get back to a good run of form. I mean, there's no doubt we're a better team with our surefire starters in it, but as we're getting the best out of some of our youth, I think we're actually uncovering some gems that weren't getting their proper minutes earlier in the season. It looks like bringing in Morgan has helped our team morale pick up once again, and we're starting to identify top youth. Kareem Amraoui is an absolutely outstanding right back and has been practicing his crossing non-stop, and Freddie Best is scoring goals. While this trickles over into games, we're seeing Amraoui pull off these exact same moves he did in training in real games. And hey, even players like Daunis are having a resurgence in this team. We're still in 9th, but we're not falling down the table any further. 3 of our players are finally back from injury, and it seems we've weathered the storm Now they'll come off the bench, but in the starting 11 is Freddie Best, who's been scoring a lot of goals in this period. He's quickly becoming undroppable in the squad. And finally, our injured players are coming back into the fold. We're going to ease them in and learn our lesson by properly rotating the team. But it's clear we've been missing the talent from these players. Arthur Bowden is still a class above, and Matthew Hobbs scores minutes after coming on. There's no doubt that when we have our fully fit team here, we are actually a top team in the championship. We're still just outside those playoff spots, and I think there's a real shot that we could come back from this setback. And I think we gotta call out Freddie Best is now our top goal scorer. The only good part about these injuries is it's given Best a chance to be a nailed-on starter for this team. But I think the credit needs to go to our team chemistry and every single player getting involved. Jefferson, with his unbelievable passing out from the goalkeeping position, is springing us on so many counterattacks. Everybody knows where to be positioned, and we're just scoring nice, simple team goals, and we're back to winning ways. And now with one game remaining in the season, against all the odds, a win would secure us a shot at promotion through the playoffs. But when our team is fit and we're playing with this much team chemistry, it seems like anything is possible. Freddie Best is absolutely thriving on the right with Bowden on the left, and that flair is just bringing an extra dimension to our attack. We get the job done with a narrow win, and incredibly, we make the playoffs. Now, Birmingham City has finished in first and has guaranteed promotion. And although we're huge underdogs, we do have the playoffs and an outside chance at following them to the Premier League ourselves. And next up, we got Norwich City. Now, we are the lowest rated team in the playoffs, but we've proven in the past that our work ethic and team tactics can help us take down bigger and higher rated teams. There's just 3 games between us and the Premier League. But to be honest, we're on the back foot for a lot of the early moments in this game. And then Arthur Bowden, who has struggled so much with injury for 2 seasons now, is once again sent off the pitch after picking up an injury in that challenge. He just cannot catch a break at the moment. But we've had to do without Bowden in the past, and now Jerome Sinclair coming on as his replacement makes a really good run. Everybody in this team playing their role, and then Matthew Hobbs is set up for the finish that looks like it'll take us through to the second leg of this tie against Norwich. We just gotta keep up the intensity. But then drama ensues as an off-the-ball challenge sees a Norwich player go down. We play on, but Edwards stays down, and it's an injury for the opposition. And upon further replay, that is not a good look at all for Hayden Roberts, who definitely did not get the ball. That's a late challenge. I think we got lucky there. But most importantly, we managed to close the game out 1-0, and now we can take it to the second leg. But it's more heartbreaking news for Arthur Bowden, who's going to be out for 2 more months and miss the end of this season. We're going to have to do it without him. And then Tom Brady fuels our rivalry by asking the FA to investigate the Roberts challenge on social media, and they respond with a retroactive red that sees our center back miss the next 3 matches. So no Bowden and no Roberts. We're going to have to do it without stars for not the first time this season. I don't think there's any doubt at all that the players are fully dedicated to this team, and the results have spoken for themselves. But Norwich City get off on the front foot in this game. We're looking deflated, but the scoreline is still level. We just need to keep our composure and hang on. But then we are dealt the ultimate blow as Norwich score a second. We've lost 2 of our players and conceded 2 goals in this match already. Things are not looking great for Birmingham United. But like I said, the fighting spirit always here in this team, and we are not about to give up. We are throwing everything we have at this with 7 minutes left. Brooks Lennon played through, and he scores. It is a miracle goal here at the end of the game. We're taking it to extra time, and honestly, I think this favors Birmingham United. Our high pressing style has trained our players, despite the injuries, to have incredibly high stamina, so we can keep on running. And Anastasios Donis, the substitute, coming on, and shoots it right at the goalkeeper. That's wasteful, and that's the play that kept him on the bench for most of the last 2 seasons. But we keep up the high press here, and youth player Suzuki catching the defender out. That is a beautiful tackle. Now Hobbs, the captain, has the chance, lays it off. So unselfish, and Giannis is the one who will take the headlines with the goal. That's a great team effort, and we are going to the final. Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but against all the odds, we are just 1 game away from securing our meteoric rise to the Premier League. And it all comes down to 1 final game. This is the biggest game Birmingham United have ever had. We've been on a 7-year journey to make it to the Premier League, and it all rests on a single match. The players are throwing everything they have at this. The captain, Matthew Hobbs, is clearing balls off the line off corners, and we have our backs against the wall here early. Burnley are a very solid team, especially compared to the players we have. But if this team has showed one thing this season, it's that we can surprise at any moment, and off the counterattack, it's Freddie Best who gets the chance to write his name in Birmingham United history with the opening goal of the game. But this game is far from over. 70 minutes still remain, and Burnley, despite that goal, are largely in control of the match as things stand. As we're trying to get rid of the ball here, we just cannot clear it and get a taste of our own medicine as the press works against us. 1-1. Can we find it in ourselves to pull ahead for the second time? Bakuna with the ball over the top, and Hobbs plays it across to Golding. It's a lovely clearance. And that's unlucky there. With 45 left to play, Freddie Best trying to inject a little bit of life, but he goes down injured. Oh my God, we cannot catch a break this season. And now another one of our star players looks like he'll be out for the remainder of our most important game. It's Jerome Sinclair on, but the squad is looking deflated. With only half an hour left, can we make a difference? Hobbs looks to score, and it just has not been our day. 1-1, we are going to extra time. Now, it's not been the prettiest of games, and we're missing key players, but our team chemistry remains high. And like I said last time, the longer this goes into extra time, I think the fitness that this squad has gotten used to is going to give us the edge as we get late in the game here. The players still have some gas left in the tank. Bakuna with a lovely pass through. Oh my God, Brooks Lennon has the chance. He finishes. Brooks Lennon scores the goal that takes Birmingham United to the Premier League against all the odds. It has been 7 long seasons from League 2 all the way up to the top flight. Matthew Hobbs lifts this trophy, and we are just getting started on our rise to the top. And while Birmingham United have risen to the Premier League, there's one player who's taking note. Jazzy Parker finally left England after not breaking into Man City's team, and he's beginning to fulfill his potential at AC Milan. And as a diehard Birmingham supporter, he's happy to see us do well, and we're starting to wonder, could we see our beloved star back in our city again in the future? And if you guys want to play with the team yourselves, check out my Patreon for the official Birmingham United mod. I also post face mods that you can use for players in your career to add that extra bit of realism. I'll be back soon with next episode. Thanks for watching.